my great pleasure to welcome you on behalf of IFA, the Institute für Auslandsbeziehungen, Institute for International Cultural Relations, while bringing together leading scholars, education experts, consultants, and professionals from a broad range of fields. We reflected today in an expert conference the importance and influence of these various narratives about the past.
Now I will welcome you to the third and final panel, which is called History as Guidepost to West or East, as part of the evening discussion, The Diversity of Memory Cultures in Eastern States After 1991. But this year, 2015, as you all know, has also not revived and brought back memories and traumas of the Second World War because of this anniversary, but also because actual politics revived them. Of course, I'm speaking about the Ukraine conflict, as you can all imagine. Since almost 2 years, we are all seeing an ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia that also concerns the neighboring states. In Poland, NATO troops have been deployed while Russia is holding military bases in Georgia, in Abkhazia, and South Ossetia, namely in Transnistria, which declared its independence from Moldova. 2,000 peace soldiers patrol under the protection of Russia. So one could say, well, this is politics, what does it have to do with history? But I would answer, well, quite a lot.
Russia tries to kind of symbolically erase the public memories of 89-91 as a painful experience, as Vladimir Putin called it, as a major geopolitical catastrophe, etc. So these memories are kind of erased from the public narratives, and this is, I think, very consequential basically from political side, because if Russia tries to reconnect or to suture its identity with the Soviet practices, that explains the role of the Second World War and the Great Patriotic War.
We witness a clash between the postmodern mentality, European mentality, including in power relations, the well-lubricated and practiced soft power that encountered hard and smart power today. And what could be the consequences, historical consequences of this clash between soft power and hard or smart power, including a recently coined term hybrid power that is actually not new, historically not new in Russian practices.
Can have a kind of categories of states in terms of how they commemorate the Second World War. The first category, I would say, or pattern, would be the Baltic pattern, which is based on the concept of two occupations. The consequence is that the Lithuanians are feeling at the collective level as victims of both regimes, and they could, in this kind of narrative, they could not see their responsibility.
When I visited Ukraine months ago, Lviv, the city of Lviv, I was very surprised to see in one of their most central places at the very center of the city magnets with two very familiar political leaders. One would be Vladimir Putin. The second was Angela Merkel. And the text was Danke schön, Frau Ribbentrop. And the text says that from the very beginning of the war in eastern Ukraine, the German Federal Chancellor was trying to convince us that we need to be, accommodating to Russia. We should not irritate Russia too much. Do whatever possible to finish this conflict. We've got your message. Thank you very much. Now we know that this is our war.
In terms of historical narratives, in terms of historical remembrance, what's the relation today between the postmodern Western model, power model, and the realist or balance of power model practiced by some revisionist countries that are frustrated due to certain historical developments and therefore are aggressive due to very nature of relation between historical frustration and historical aggression.
Coming back to the question of polarization, well, first of all, I would not overestimate political polarizations in countries like Ukraine, thanks to what happened in Crimea, in Donbass. So there is a consensus on many important issues, and to some extent, Ukraine is maybe even more kind of, a unified society than, let's say, France or some other European countries.
The biggest problem is that Georgia is divided. That 20% of Georgian territory is occupied by Russia, and then probably there could be some sort of crunching question for Georgians to respond to if they are accepted by NATO. Without those territories, would they agree to that? Because one of those NATO membership requirements is not to have any territorial problems, to control your territory entirely. It could be a kind of really crunching, dilemma, either to become NATO member without those territories or to stay out of it till we manage to actually solve this territorial problem.
I think that in order to build a European identity, we should not stress the level of responsibility and perpetrators and so on and so on. But in order not to, let's say, to fall in this cycle of blaming others and so on and so on. And so on. Yes. Probably we should promote, insist on an approach of reconciliation.